I'm Holly. I am a wife, a mother, and a Florida master naturalist, and today we are going to be experimenting with a small scale wicking system. Now I will put in the links where I've been researching this from. There's two different YouTube channels, Arms Family Homestead and Gardening with Leon, and they have a bigger scale. So I'm gonna experiment and see if I can't get small scale wicking system out in my side yard. You'll see a little video about that. What I've done is I have taken a 2.5 gallon water from the grocery store. I am a water snob, you can hear in another video. And so I saved them. We're gonna reuse pretty much everything that we have I've found around the yard or in the garage. So I cut the top off, and what I have inside are cans. Now what we're gonna do is we need an air system in the can. The cans are gonna hold water, and that is gonna be our wicking system. Now on a bigger scale, we're gonna try to scale it down, so that's why it's a total experiment. What I'm gonna do is use 3 cans to line the inside to create sort of a barrier for water and a little bit of air, because we don't want to drown the plants, and then when it rains or more water comes, we're gonna have a spout on the side where water can come out if too much water is getting in. And then we are going to have a way to put water into our system with a piece of bamboo. So these are our components. I've already cut the top off. We're ready to go with this. Now I need to drill a couple holes in the top for air. We already have an opening for water, so I'm just going to do that. We're going to do 3 cans. So we want to make sure that our holes are kind of up close where we're going to put it, that it's not down low, because we need that air space in there. So then I'm going to just put our cans down in here with the holes, making sure that the holes are closer to the top portion of the side. I know that's a little bit tricky. And put them down in there. Okay. Mosquitoes out here. All right, so now I'm gonna take a piece of bamboo. So I had big sticks of bamboo sitting around. I had my son take a regular handsaw and cut me pieces that would fit down in here, so I can use a funnel to put water in here, okay? So we're gonna put this to the back so that I can get water down in here, all right, without having to pour water in the top. Now I'm going to add my potting soil. Our potting soil theoretically is going to wick the water up. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put some water. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put some water down in here to get started. That might be counterintuitive, but like I said, we are experimenting together, okay? So we know we have an opening on the side of the can. I like doing videos where I don't really know what's gonna happen. It's all a mystery. Okay, so we're gonna put more potting soil in, and the potting soil is gonna act as the wick. We could use a burlap. We could use the landscape cloth that you put down, because that would allow the water to wick. There's lots of different things we could use. I am doing soil. So they said on some of those videos you can just use soil, so that's what we're doing. Okay. Now, we are going to want to add some fertilizer in here. And this is, since this is a small space, I am going to add that when we're done on top. So I filled it about 3/4. All right, about 3/4 of the way. And now I'm going to put my mint. We're going to do mint today. And I love mint. I love to use it in iced tea. I like to use it in water. But I wanted to grow it out in the side yard. So I need a little bit more space. And you'll see this one was ready to come out. It's root bound. It's got a lot of roots going on here. It was ready to come out and be planted somewhere else. So I'm going to loosen up the bottom a little bit, and I'm going to get it down in here. Now I'm going to finish with the potting soil. Make sure that I cover up the roots. Now we want to use potting soil. We do not want to use soil that's made just to go in the ground, because we need some of that wicking and some of the moisture, beads or styrofoam. We need some of that in here. Now we could make our own blend. There's lots of ways you could do that, but again, I had some of this lying around and wanting to make use of it, so that's what we're going to do. All right, so I've finished off my potting soil. Okay. Now I know what you're thinking, this is still kind of ugly. This is in a plastic bin, but where I'm gonna put it, you'll understand. We are gonna take a raised bed and actually fill it with these, with different plants, so that I can control them. I can lift them up and move them if I need to, and change that up. And what I like to use for mulch, now we could do a little mulch in here. What I like to do, we live in Florida and our backyard is full of moss. So I like to take moss. It works great as a mulch, and it's actually kind of pretty to me, not to everyone. And you know, you can buy this stuff, but I don't have to. It's all hanging up in the trees. And it falls down on the ground. I just have to go pick it up. And I use this for most of my plants to help keep with the water, keep them moist, okay? And it gives it a cute look. Now, if you weren't gonna transplant this or put this in a bed like I am, you could actually wrap this in some sort of fabric. You could do a burlap, or if you had a cute bag even, a cute tote bag, you could put that in. If you had a crate, a wooden crate, this would work well because it's not gonna leak. It's gonna protect your crate, and you can check it. Now, how we are gonna add water eventually is going to be through our spout. And what we can do is use a funnel, and we can get water down into the bottom. We'll be able to see how it's doing. And this again is an experiment, so we'll check back again and see how it's going. And this again is an experiment, so we'll check back again and see how it's going. But I love mint. I love to be able to have it in a portable manner. And you'll understand when we put it out into the raised bed. So I have about 6 of these that I'm going to do with different plants in there. And it might be another video, but I will show you the end process, what that's going to look like, because I think it probably sounds a little crazy. But for now, this is really cute. I do have some burlap I could throw around this. I've got a couple crates. If I wanted to throw this on my porch, our experiment, we have used a 2.5 gallon water jug. We have used 3 tin cans, and we have drilled holes, 2 holes in the top for air. We've put them down into our water. Then we have taken a stick. We need to be able to get water down into that bottom. I did forget one thing. We need to put a hole in the side so there's not too much water flowing in there. So I don't know if my drill is going to work here, but we're going to give it a try. So we have to remember where our cans are, okay? And we have to remember where our air holes are because we don't want to drown the plants and we still need those air holes. So we want to drill our hole below where those air holes are. So I drilled these holes a little bit below where I believe those air holes are in those cans. So now we'll be able to put our water in here. Then if it rained or we had a storm and we had a ton of water, it's going to drain out of our holes that we've put here. I might do another one just in case. That way our plant doesn't get waterlogged. We know what happens when they get too soggy. Living here in Florida, we have a lot of storms. And we can have storms for days on end. So keeping plants sometimes outdoors in the open can be difficult, but we're gonna give this a try. So check back with me and let's see how it works. I wanted to take you on a quick tour of what our wicking garden looks like. So this is the area where I put all of those things I showed you how to plant. I've got okra, I have bell peppers, I have tomatoes, a couple flowers. Everything's looking good. I even have blooms on my dragon beans. So this is what it looks like. The pipe sticking up again is how I water. They're weird sizes because I scavenged through my husband's garage. That's what I found. So this is what this looks like. I can fill in here with some hay to make it look pretty if I wanted to, but this is what it is, and it seems to be working so far.